into a comfortable standing position. Bringing attention to your body. Allowing space in your joints and a little space between your arms and your body, like you have a tennis ball under your armpit. That's allowing your arms to float out a little ways from your body. Soften your knees and sink your center down through kidney 1, bubbling spring at the base of your foot, approximately where the arch meets the ball of the foot, kind of in the middle. But just generally the front part of your feet. And when you're ready, float your hands up to the lower dantian, beneath the belly button. Perhaps feeling your breath causing your belly to rise and fall. And start to make a circle over the abdomen. And reverse the circle. And making the circle smaller, so it's just over the lower dantian. Slowing until you come to a stop. And let's stretch out our neck a little bit. So drop the head forward, letting the head be heavy but moving slowly, just to the degree that you feel a good stretch, and then we'll move the head back and forth a few times. And after the head goes back, the next time we'll start to turn side to side, looking over one shoulder and then the other, again, moving gently and slowly. after turning the head to the opposite side you started on, we'll start to drop one ear towards the shoulder and the other side. Next, we'll make some neck circles, so dropping the head forward again. We'll start to rotate the head over one shoulder, over the back, over the other shoulder. And when we are forward again, we'll pause and then return the way we came. So reversing the circle. And we'll do that a couple times more. And after you've completed the last circle, start to roll the shoulders forward. Gentle movements. And backward. Loose fists in front of the chest. Pull arms open, opening up the chest, and then rounding forward, opening up the upper back. And the next time, after opening up the chest, perhaps if you like, you can extend the arms out to the sides, palms open to the sides, fingers up, and then drop the fingers down, turning them up again, and then curling the fingers in one by one as we round forward again. So just adding in this kind of finger and wrist stretch. Dump the trash. Lifting the hands up overhead, coming up off of the heels, dropping the hands and the heels heavy to the floor, letting the hips sink down as you drop the arms so the knees will bend, the back stays tall. Man, my shoulders are sore from shoveling. Letting the arms swing now side to side. Hands landing against the body. Sending a vibration in. Let's do some tapping, or you can do a light knocking with a loose fist in the areas that are not as bony, so over the shoulder, maybe an open palm. And you can linger anywhere it feels tender. Give it a little extra attention. So we're just going down the inside of the arm and then up the outside, so you can go at your own pace. You can repeat it if you want. When you're ready, we'll make our way across the chest to the other shoulder, letting that hand fall heavily. Not holding tension in that arm that you're tapping with. I'm going slowly because I have a lot of soreness from shoveling, so feel free to go at your own pace. And then we'll do the side body next. Backs of the legs. Inside of the legs. Again, you can use a loose fist in certain areas if you'd like. and then we'll go down the sides of the legs. Back up the inside. To the bottom of the rib cage. All right. Very nice. Let's come to a wider stance. And we'll do some cloud hands. So bringing the hands over one knee, the top hand facing in, the bottom hand can be facing down. Some styles it's facing in, but so whatever feels right to you. And then we'll turn the torso towards the other knee, reversing the hands and turning the torso back to the first knee. So the arms are just along for the ride here, getting a nice and a twist in the torso. Feet together. We'll do Tai Chi begin. Letting the arms rise up to about shoulder height and fall back down like a wave rising and falling. The knees sinking, the hips sinking, the knees sinking along with them as the arms fall. And straightening without locking as the arms rise. Really feeling as if there's an ocean wave buoying your arms up and then falling. Step one foot out, the back foot at about a 45-degree angle, and we're going to be shifting our center back and forth. So our weight will shift into that front foot, and the knee will sink, and then we'll shift into the back foot, and then that knee will sink. So the legs alternately straightening and bending as you shift your center back and forth. So our center, our lower dantian. And then we'll let the hands float up to the sides, gliding forward and receding back in sync with our legs, like an ocean wave now, lapping up onto shore and drawing back into the ocean. We'll step that front foot in, stepping the opposite foot out, back foot at a 45-degree angle, and same thing on this side. Form a ball with the hands in front of the abdomen, top hand in front of the middle dantian, the chest, bottom hand in front of the lower dantian, and then we'll just start to shift that ball of chi around in our hands for a moment. Maybe make it bigger, shrink it. Just cultivating that chi and the chi sensation between your hands. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the hands back to that first position and open up the side body. So the bottom hand goes down, palm facing down, top hand facing the sky. And we'll bring it back to center, reverse, opening up the other side. we'll bring both hands down to either side as we turn to one side, slowly turning to the degree that you feel like you're getting a nice stretch. And then we'll let the hands float up to the sky, palms eventually facing upward, and turn forward, lowering the hands, palms turning in. Eventually, palms facing down towards the feet. And when you're ready, we'll turn to the other side, reaching the arms up overhead. And turn forward, palms facing in, perhaps closing your eyes and imagining light being shown from your hands into your body as they pass over it. Bringing warmth and light to every crevice of you. We'll continue with that a couple more times. Bringing in some light each time. Warm any of those areas that the cold, damp might have snuck into from this long, snowy winter, if you live near me at least. Take your time, and when you're finished, we're going to get into position for teacup. So wider stance for this. We sink down a little bit, and we'll start with it either way. One hand on top of the other in front of the lower dantian, and then bring that top hand around to the low back. And then, as if you're balancing a little hot cup of tea on the hand, you're going to sweep that arm across and overhead, perhaps back bending if that is okay for your back. And then sweeping the hand across again, still balancing that hot cup of tea. And actually, I think I lost my place, so I'm just going to do it. You can follow along. And I will show it from the reverse as well after this. So we're going to start with one hand, the bottom hand. We're going to breathe in and lift that hand up to the middle dantian of the chest, and then breathe out, lower that hand down on top of the other, and then bring that top hand around to the low back, and present the teacup, sweeping the arm across and overhead, across till you reach the opposite shoulder, and send that arm back across. And then it's going to come by the ear. And back across to the low back again. And around so that it returns on top of that other hand in front of the lower dantian. And then we'll breathe in, bring that other hand to the middle dantian, breathe out. So it's on top, and then I'll show you from reverse. So bring that top hand around to the low back, and then we'll present the teacup, sweeping the arm across, overhead, across, eventually to the opposite shoulder, across, to the ear, and eventually to the low back. And forward on top of the other hand. All right, so we can do that once more on each side when you're ready. Definitely spilled a little bit of tea there. That's okay. Got a good stretch in. All right. So, coming back to comfortable standing position. Like we did at the start of the practice, we'll just take a moment to notice how your body is feeling. Bringing the hands to the lower dantian. And perhaps closing your eyes. We will say to ourselves Dr. Wu's mantra, I am light, I am air, I am water flow. So just to ourselves, we'll take a moment to say that mantra to yourself, pausing between each word. gather chi to the palms up to the chest height, and then push the palms out from the chest. Sinking lower the next time, cross the hands, uncrossing overhead. Next time the hands come overhead, we'll pause, forming a ball. Rub the hands together. And let's bring the hands to the kidneys. And then let's bring the hands anywhere you'd like. And when you're ready, lastly, to the lower dantian. Thank you for practicing with me. Stay warm and have a good week.